Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit is here back again with ReZero. It has been a while since I recorded the last one of these, but we are officially back to finish off this show. So, we're on episode 22. By the way, hair, look at that. When was the last time we saw my natural hair colour? I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was May of last year. Jesus, back then, I was literally starting out. So yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, I mean, enjoy that because that's going back blonde again. So you have to go through like the stage of like, you know, where it is orange and then, you know, put a second fucking layer on it. But yeah, anyway, less of the hair. Last episode, we defeated the White Whale, and his fucking cloning bloody technology shit that he's got going on. And because of that, they are now moving on to deal with the whatchamacallums, the cult, the witches cult, the sloth guys, right? Anastasia allowed for Subaru to take half of the mercenary group, which is being led by Julius. So yeah, and I think like the last scene that we saw, Subaru was not happy about that. I'm hoping he isn't like still, you know, holding on to that grudge, really. I mean, you know, I won't mind if he, like, you know, still doesn't like the guy. That's fair enough. I just hope we don't focus too much on him, like, you know, giving him shit all the time, because, you know, I feel like we're past that part, you know what I mean? And also that whole sort of group of episodes was around the time when I was like, fucking hell, Subaru, come on. Just so, you know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I don't think we really need to talk about anything else. So we're just going to get into episode 22, see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, episode 22. All right, so we'll start from the beginning. So Julius doesn't want to be associated with the fact that he is essentially a mercenary, so he's shortened his name to Julie instead. Me Julie, rather than Julius. I mean, all right, fair enough. I guess there's some, you know, some sort of pride to be you know, to be a knight, and being a mercenary is not as honourable a path, should we say. But yeah, surprisingly, it went the way that I wanted it to between Julius and Subaru. I don't even know why. What do you call him? I think it's a him, innit? The cat. Whatever the fuck her name is. I've got it written down somewhere. Where the fuck is it? Oh, anyway. You know her name. Or his name. The person that was like just at the end there was essentially pushing it onto Subaru, like to make up with Julius, even though like I feel like they're at a point that is good. I don't think like they needed to say anything more. I think it was like, you know, at a point where it was fine. Like they acknowledged what happened in the past. They even laughed at each other, like, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, taking myself seriously here, like, you know what I mean? It's all. It seems to have been, you know, it was at a point where I felt like, you know, it didn't need to be pushed any further, especially considering the fact that they literally just made up. Like, you know, like, leave it at that. Like, if you need to go and push a little bit further, like, allow there to be time. Like, you can't just push everything all out at once, you know what I mean? You've got to give, like, time for, like, the feelings to sort of settle, you know what I mean? You can't just... I don't know, that's just me, but, you know, I feel like that's what it should have been. But anyway, regardless, I feel like it's at a good, like, sort of stage. I like the fact that that's what they, you know, that's how the characters ended up feeling about it, because, you know, I can't. I do have some almost Vietnam flashback type episodes of, like, you know, thinking back to those like episodes that were surrounding that whole thing. Of like, fucking hell, like, it's just it was just a full mental strain, and a lot of the decisions that Subaru were making are just like fucking irritating. So, you know, when I sort of think back on those episodes, it's sort of like a thing where I'm like, fuck, I hope that he doesn't, like, you know, go back to that stage. I only think about those episodes as individual episodes. Like, I look back and it's like, oh, fucking hell, like, I don't want to go through that again. So when I say like that, like, it's not that I'm like bashing the anime because of that. I just, you know, because at the point that we are now, it's you know, it's deserved. Like, we are rewarded for getting through all of that shit. We are at a point now where there's like some semblance of hope. So, you know, there is that. But yeah, I'm glad that they're sort of like on that wavelength with each other. Yeah, we had Subaru giving orders to the cult. Of course, like, you know, because it's been a while since I've recorded any of these episodes, I did forget that Subaru is sort of because he's clearly like being recognized like by the witch and whatnot, and he has that connection to her, like, very, like, it's a major connection as well, clearly, that even the archbishops like Beetlejuice and all of that, you know, sense and sort of, well, to a further degree, it's like smell that he is a sort of priority in, I guess, in the witch's eyes, because, you know, he has that like real, you know, powerful aura. So they would automatically associate him, like, even like more so than not the grunts, yeah. So like the cult members with just the hoods up and whatnot, but that, you know, they would actually take orders from him because he seemingly, because he gives off that aura, he can literally just talk to them. But yeah. Yeah, and the keep on telling him that, like, he's the Archbishop of Pride. The one thing that I am a bit confused on is the fact that they are calling him the Archbishop of Pride on the basis of what, you know? In earlier episodes, I remember Beetlejuice saying that, but that was after there was this whole like thing with Subaru, right? Like, Subaru had like, you know, it was clear what Subaru's intentions were back in those episodes, and, you know, they had like sort of like dialogue with each other, so, you know, you can take pride from that. But in this episode, right, they clearly haven't had a lot of dialogue with each other. How is he able to, how would Beetlejuice or any of the others be able to determine that Pride is what he is, you know? Unless there's a case of, like, you know, they know all of the other archbishops, but they don't know who Pride is, and maybe that's why they're like, oh, I don't know who you are, but you have this aura of like this, of the witch about you, so I don't know, what, are you associated with Pride or what? But I don't know. I mean, if there was any of the 7 deadly sins, then I would probably associate him with Pride also. I guess there's like elements of other ones, like, you know, that he could be a part of. Like, I feel like Envy is one. What other ones are there? Sloth, Pride, Envy, Glutton? Is that one? Greed? I don't know what the other ones are, but yeah, I would probably associate him with Pride over the other ones. So apparently the Gospel has info on all of the like accounts of those that are like in the witches, you know, within the witches sort of like, I don't know, what would you call them, like in the witches hierarchy, right? Of like that sort of, apparently the Gospel has info on the accounts of, I guess, everyone associated with it. So if you're not in there, then it's something that, you're just not associated. But it does have its own language, and they said that, like, you know, as soon as like the sort of like the acolytes are able to read it, then you become a part of it. Like, you become an official member, so to speak. But yeah, basically because there was you know, the unseen hand thing. They came out again, and it turned out to be just like another like, you know, a hooded figure. That, so was that sort of, you see, Julius and whatnot were talking about, you know, is it multiple archbishops? And I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all. I feel like it's more likely that it's passed down. I feel like it's more likely that it's passed down. Like if an archbishop dies, you know, somebody rises up and takes the mantle, because otherwise, why wouldn't all of the cultists use the unseen hands then? You know, seemingly only one can use it at a time. They also said that, like, maybe it's more like they're all sort of one, so it's almost like it's less of a, like, you know, a collective of people, and more like maybe like more akin to like a hive mind kind of thing. So like they kind of all work as a unit as opposed to independently of each other. But of course, like, only one's able to like use the unseen hands thing and be the sort of, you know, the figurehead. But you know, there's no confirmation on that yet, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Wilhelm's fucking destroying. He's just came in out of nowhere and killed these fuckers from behind and kept doing it. Which ended up being a hell of a lot easier than I thought. Like, you know, I never once thought at, like, the very beginning of the episode where Subaru's like, all right, let's have, you know, nobody die on this mission, and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna happen, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? We're gonna get through all of this and nobody's gonna die and it's gonna be good from here on out. That's never gonna happen. That's never gonna be the case. Specifically, like, you know, because we're coming up to the end of the show, you have to have some, like, you know, you can't just end it, like, you can't just have the last few episodes of this show be like, oh, it's all gonna be good to the end, and there's no, like, you know, there's no you know, fighting till the fucking to the end and have it be like a deserving end, you know what I mean? I know we've gone through a lot throughout the whole fucking show, but you have to have some climax at the end. You can't just have it like veer off into nothingness, you know what I mean? Gradually go out. So there has to be some you know, reason for them to, like, worry. You know, more people are going to die. I guarantee it. Subaru would end up coming up so far. Like, he's come so far as well, because, like, I mentioned it during the reaction, but I think, you know, there's something to be said about the fact that beforehand, just even the sight of Beetlejuice, or even just the mention of his name, would cause Subaru to go into a state of, like, just full-on extreme nutcase mode, and he would go absolutely mental. Whereas now he's able to not only be calm in front of him, but also, like, play up the fact that, like, almost be friendly and almost like toyful with him. You know what I mean? Like he normally would. So playing up an act in front of him, which you know, just really shows how far he's come. And yeah. So at the end there, Ram is seemingly, I don't know, because I don't know to what degree Ram's magic is or what she is capable of. I didn't expect that to have, like, some magic that essentially brings Subaru into another dimension. You know, like, out of the way of, you know, for all we know, it might not be. We know that Ram and what do you call him? The fucking Roswell, that's his name. We know that those two are kind of friendly with each other. So it's possible that that's Roswell's magic instead. Although I'm pretty sure, like, he's the element of fire, right? So I don't know how, like, to what degree. It could be Beatrice's magic. I feel like it's more akin to her magic, innit? Really, because she's more into that, like, sort of maybe like illusion alteration type stuff, as opposed to, like, you know, the like primary destruction type magic that that Ram and Roswell have access to. But then again, like, Roswell can fly, so I don't know to what degree or how extensive his magic is. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what she has to say. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. Here's the thing: Rem wasn't in this episode. I can't remember. There must have been something in the last episode, like at the end, where Subaru told Rem to like go back and heal or something. Like she's done enough. I think I recall something like that. I mean, it would have to be, right? Otherwise, she would be there. She hasn't been in this whole episode, so yeah. I think Subaru told her to go back with the others, right? That must have been the case. Yeah. Because otherwise, where the fuck was she? You know what I mean? So yeah, she must have done. But yeah, that is that. So, yep. We're going to be finishing this this show off. One episode a week. I was going to do 2 today, but seeing as well, when this goes out for the general public, it would have been last week when I recorded it. Yeah, but essentially, as of recording today, tomorrow there is a stream that's happening really early, and so today I've got to do some recordings and get them uploaded today that were originally planned and scheduled for tomorrow. So it means that I don't have time to do 2. So instead, I'm just gonna do it 1 a week. I don't know what. Let's have a look. Let's see what episode we're on here. So this is episode 22. We've got episode 23, 24, and 25. Yeah. So maybe I'll do episode 23 next week, and then the week after I'll just finish it off by putting the last 2 episodes in on one day. But yeah, that is all. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below I have links to certain things. Discord, get yourself over there. I'm over there. Community's over there. Get yourself involved. Come talk to us. My website, SirMonkeySuit.com. All my content is over there. Get yourself over there. Become a member. And on the forum page there's a reaction recommendations page. If you post like a show that you want me to react to, you know, then basically the top 10 most liked shows and posts on there will be put into a poll, and then you know, whatever wins in that poll will be the next show that I react to whenever the next poll is available. Yeah. Don't duplicate shows though. Make sure that, you know, if a show that you want to put down is already there, make sure you just like that post, and it'll you know, that'll be that. And Patreon. So I do have a Patreon. If you don't want to support me, that'd be very much appreciated. There's a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. So there is the early access, $5 a month. You gain access to shows a week early, and for shows like Fate, you actually get 4 episodes a week, 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday. So if you're clamoring for more reactions from me more frequently, that's what you want. Full length, that's $10 a month. That gives you access to my full length library. Everything I actually gets a full length. Exclusive tier, that is the $15 a month. That's basically essentially what accumulates like an early access. It basically gives you access to a bonus reaction that I'm currently reacting to. That is only exclusive while it's airing. That is in the middle of a poll right now. It's going to be either Gurren Lagann, or it's going to be 7 Deadly Sins, so keep an eye out for that. Elite tier, that is the $50. That gives you a choice of a show that you want me to react to, and I will react to it. It'll go at the back of the list by about 7 shows. Might take me a while to get round to it, but I will do eventually. So yeah, there's that. Unless you want to jump the queue and go at the very front, in which case you want to get God tier, which is $100, and that means that your show will be reacted to next. But that is all, so thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.